In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host. And today, before we get started, shout out to Xavier Landon, man. I love when I see Fleet members making positive forward progressions in their personal lives and their career. Yo, the news you gave me today, man, it made my day, man. I have not stopped smiling since you told me. I'm super, super proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. You know you got my heart. And we're going into next year, y'all, on a different type of time. I'm going to have a little disclaimer that I put in the front of these videos because it be a lot of people who be having it, you know, twist up and misconstrued how we operate over here, how things go. So I guess for right now, since I don't have one like written out that I can just say off the dome real smooth, just know that everything is not a critique and everything is not, you know, criticism. Sometimes we're just examining and putting things out there. So I'll leave it like that for right now. But today I want to talk about A.R.A.B., Meek Mill, Cassidy, and the song that actually led to A.R.A.B. getting however many years he got in prison. You know, he went to prison a little while ago. And when we think about A.R.A.B., because we know of A.R.A.B. from being in the middle of this beef, if you know him from the music side, but most everybody else knows A.R.A.B. from his Vlad TV interviews where he came out and he was like, you know, my partner, or whatever he said, one of his family members got murdered or one of his family members passed away, and he left me his whole drug empire, man, and he just gave it to me. He was done. And people think that that is what actually led to A.R.A.B. getting arrested, and I think he had a RICO himself. Don't quote me on that. So long ago. I didn't pull any notes for this because I don't need notes for what I'm going to talk about. But like, they think that the Vlad interview is what led to the arrest, when if we retrace our steps, we might have to have a segment on Dark Side of retracing the steps, but you know, I try to stay away nowadays from these super sad whatevers unless we pull in a teaching moment. And this is a teaching moment because Meek Mill had beef with Cassidy a long time ago. They was beefing over whatever, and this is back when Meek Mill was rapping like the rent was due, and he had a song on, I think it was Philadelphia Music or something like that. Whatever Meek Mill mixtape this song came out on, it was a Cassidy diss. And what's crazy is people forgot that there was a Kendrick Lamar diss on that mixtape as well. But it was a song called Repo. The song was called Repo because Cassidy had this song called Raid or something like that. It was real crazy. But Meek Mill dropped this devastating song called Repo. And the lyrics in the song, they go, you know what? Let's pull the lyrics up. The lyrics in the song go, get your hate on, Cass, and we ain't talking larceny cause they all trash, and your goons ain't riding with you, they all mad cause you ain't never put no food up in A.R.A.B. My dog caught a body for you, damn, he ain't eat from it. Now you mad at Swiss cause you can't get a beat from him. I guess I'll keep going. Once my niggas coming for you, dog, we gonna keep coming. Weirdo Forrest Gump nigga better keep running. When I tell you this nigga Meek used to be so cold, like, that was cold, but pay attention to what he said. And my dog caught a body for you, he ain't even eat from it. But the line before that, I just messed that up. The line before that was, the goons around you, your goons ain't with you no more, and they all mad, and you ain't, because you ain't never put no food up in A.R.A.B. My dog caught a body from you, he ain't even eat from it. So the story behind that little segment goes, I don't know if we know, or if everybody knows this or not, but there was a situation Cassidy had, and A.R.A.B. came to the rescue, how he was supposed to do, because he was running around with Cassidy. But when A.R.Ab had that situation. He went to jail, all that sweet stuff, did his time for it or whatever. Cassidy got to walk away and go be with his family. A.R.Ab just took the lick, if you remember that part of it. A.R.Ab, when this song came out, people started wanting to talk to A.R.Ab after he did his little bit of, got through the situation. And A.R.Ab was going on interviews talking about this song in particular, because Meek Mill was just the hottest thing in the street. That's why it wasn't nothing to get on a record and call Cassidy broke and talk about 100 grand. You ain't got half of that. They pump you up, asthma attack. It was a lot going on at the time, but anything Meek Mill touched was evaporating. That's how hot he was. So A.R.Ab was coming out and he started going to different platforms. And there's I think it was a real old Vlad interview, or it was a video where A.R.Ab was saying, yeah, man, I caught a body from it and he ain't feed me, he ain't look out for me, he ain't do nothing for me. And that's where you get A.R.Ab turning on Cassidy. But jumping to the conclusion that his interview absolutely helped, but he was already on an investigation of everything he was saying was going on, because let's be for real, when you live what you talking about, you end up like that. You end up like Pooh Shiesty, you end up like XXX Tentacion, you end up like these people who, there's only two outcomes and we know what those are. But if Meek Mill had never dropped Repo and said that you did not take care of your people for being soldiers for you, it would have never triggered A.R.Ab to go in and start talking, because that was back in a time where it would have taken a lot. You had to be like a celebrity to like come out and be telling your stories. And that's really when the beginning of regular people on the street coming out, because this was a regular person. Even though he hung out with celebrities and Philly celebrities, because they all from Philly, he was not one of those people that, putting a camera in his face. The camera was only there because he was around them. He wasn't nobody that anybody had a reason to ever speak to. But once Meek Mill drops Repo, puts these lyrics out, hey, Cassidy, you never took care of the people that was around you. And he was just, throwing that in there because he knew that was going to hurt. And he knew that when you have basically disgruntled employees, these people are going to be inclined to turn on you when you don't take care of them. That's really pretty much anyone. When you think about like that saying they talking about, you don't, a dog will eat from anybody's hand. I don't know the correct saying for, but you know how like if you don't feed a hungry dog or whatever, they'll go eat from anybody. That's the same thing when it applies to people. Cassidy had all of these people running around here doing all of these things for him and getting in all of this trouble for him, because it wasn't for they were doing it to impress him. They were doing it to stay in his good graces, because this is their meal ticket out, essentially. This isn't something that they're doing just for the love. We've already established that love is not a thing, not when it comes to people trying to take care of themselves and get to that. Love is something that comes after stability, after all of these other things. Comes with time, comes with struggle, comes with, it's you have to earn love. You don't just give the love and then everything else comes. The love comes because you have been conditioned of been going through these processes and going through these phases and stuff. But these people are going through these processes and going through these phases, and they're not getting any type of benefit. They might get street cred for sitting out there, but you're not getting any credit for any of this stuff when, okay, I'm going to jail for you, I'm catching charges for you, I'm handling beef for you, I killed somebody for you, and I come home to nothing. You don't take care of my family, you don't do anything for me, you're not even really heavy enough in the popping sector to do anything. And that's what caused A.R.Ab to be going outside and running his mouth, which led to obviously bigger outlets and bigger platforms that don't have nothing to do with that. Because if he was never doing interviews, he might have been able to go about his business. But because the song came out, because he was a disgruntled employee, that led to his downfall. That's not but this is, I traced it all the way back to this, pretty much essentially, because that's when he started getting out here and talking. So we'll be back tomorrow. I am going live on Thursday, and I'm probably going to go live Friday as well, because it's two things we got to talk about. And since we're at the end of the video, we're going to be talking about DC on Thursday, and Friday we're going to talk about mental health. But neither one of the things that I'm going to be talking about is what you would kind of expect. And I'm just saying mental health because some of the stuff I gotta say is really pertaining to how artists get out here and try to act like problems was invented when they was born, and basically dogging therapy, dogging counseling, dogging extra help, like I don't say extracurricular, but like external help. And then with DC, it's basically Gotham City out there. Defund the police did not help nobody, especially the people who need the cops. It ain't got nothing to do, we'll talk about it on Thursday. I'll put the live up tomorrow, like the countdown or whatever it's called. If you know any cops who would actually come on the show, please tell them to come, because it's not mandatory or necessary, but it would be nice. So this is the dark side of songwriting.